Hey, what's up everyone, this is Soda Reploid CLA. How are you guys on YouTube? That's right, the Soda Reploid coming at you live looking fresh in the flesh on the net stream. And today, I would like to take the time to say I hope you guys are having a very excellent day, afternoon, evening, whatever time zone you're in, but that's besides the point. Let's get down to business. So last week, I performed my skit called The Power of Microsoft. And the story behind that is that I got these certificates from my college, including this one, the Certificate of Technical Studies, and I also got all four of these Microsoft Office Specialist certificates for Microsoft Access, Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. So I was thinking in college, while I was in college, I was thinking about doing a skit with these four certificates. Now the story behind The Power of Microsoft, the skit that I composed last week, was to let's just say that I heard a legend about summoning the power from the certificates and of course bringing them up into one combined together. So if you hadn't seen the skit, you can either refer to my secondary YouTube channel, which is the skit channel. The link to my skit channel is in the description, or you can head to the outro of this video to check out the skit yourself. So in this video on my main channel, I decided to show you guys a few clips, also known as behind the scenes clips, of how I prepared everything and of course how I messed up a few things. We'll try to adjust a few angles for the stuff to pan out for the skit. Hope you guys enjoy. In the commencement of the skit, I wanted to look like I came home from school on a hot day. Well, not basically a hot day per se, but just a day I got out of college for the summer vacation. And not basically a vacation per se, but just for a summer break. And you heard in the background I was saying action. Well, maybe you might not have heard because I was talking over it. But this is where I entered the first scene of the skit. Wow, came home exhausted and of course a bit down. For the next scene, I adjusted the camera to where I look at the certificates at first. Well, the first angle, I wanted to make it actually look like I was sitting on the foot of the bed and of course look at the certificates, holding them and look at them. Yeah, it almost took a long time to adjust the angle going a little down, but that's what a cameraman does. When you want to be a content creator, you have to do the angle. So after so many attempts to get the camera facing downward, I then begin my second scene. Now I adjust the camera to where I actually wanted to be in my point of view, well, where I was looking at the certificates, holding the certificates. So getting that adjusted correctly to where I can actually have the camera facing where I'm looking at certificates in my perspective. Though it would have been good if I had a GoPro cam, but nah, the tripod worked out. So viewing the camera like this, it was kind of blurry, so I had to unblur it like this. And presto. And from there, I view the certificates. Now in this scene, I wanted to adjust the camera angle to where I was actually looking at my certificates in a very close view. Well, not very close, but a little close view. Well, with a little bit of zoom in on my camcorder. Then I look at the class ring that's on top of my wall on the dresser. And then the camera faces back at me, unzoomed, and of course I look back at the certificates. Well, not basically the certificates. Then too, yeah, it was certificates. Then I looked up as if I was looking at facing a flashback or something. Sorry if I'm not talking right, but yeah, it was a flashback scene, and that's where that scene was concluded and panned out. In the secondary part of the skit, The Power of Microsoft, I adjust the camera to where I have the light on, and of course prepare myself to get the ritual prepped and ready to go for the power of Microsoft to occur. So I took some time to adjust the camera angle a bit. I also get my class ring, as you can see, and I held it close and drew it to me, praying, hoping that it wasn't an understatement, because if it wasn't, then the power of Microsoft would have been real, which was rather possible because, well, I use Adobe After Effects and I adjust the ring portion a little bit, and this part right here was where I applied the sparkling effect of my class ring, even though it wasn't a sparkling effect from the original skit video. So now I take a deep breath
And after that, I then adjust the camera angle to face the certificates. Well, I actually take my camcorder off the tripod for a moment, and then I also make sure I remove the other certificate by the pillow on my bed, as you can see. Then I view the 4 certificates: Access, Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. After that, everything was prepped and ready to go. I also used the same clip to actually summon the power from the certificates. So the thumbs up on the setup, everything was prepped and ready to go. In this scene, I pretend as if I'm casting a spell. And I use that clip for some time to apply it to the power of the certificates being unveiled. And as 4 of them came up, rising to the ceiling, I cast the spell and say "combine" out loud, and then I open my eyes to see it afloat. And of course, might have been a very good acting on that part, because, well, there are some times when you have a hard time timing everything, but it's floating, and then I forgot about that part. I apply the white background of it though, pretend that it's still on my chest, and after that, that was the part of obtaining the power of Microsoft. Okay, so in the next scene of the power of Microsoft, I adjust the camera angle again so that I can look like that I passed out from the incredible stun of obtaining the power of Microsoft. So it took a little bit of time to get this scene out of the way, because, well, I feel as though each time I set it up, I have to adjust it again to have it in the right spots to record. So I have it close up to me at first. Well, I had to adjust my pillow because, well, I didn't want to rest my head or back on the bedboard. So after a few more adjustments to the camera angle, I then lay down and, of course, close my eyes, pretend that I passed out from such a huge stun, and I opened my eyes a little bit to make sure it was fully adjusted. Then I take some time to have my eyes closed, like that. Then I slowly opened them. I also applied the blurry effect, and of course a bit of echo to my voice in this one. And of course I hold my forehead, because it was rather pressuring, as I mentioned on the skit. And then I looked around, confused, well, shocked. Actually, I zoomed back, and of course I applied this clip as well. The first part of that was a zoom in. Second part was a zoom out. So then I wake up, coming to find out that if whether or not it took effect very well, as the legend said. In the conclusion, I adjust the camera again, where it's zoomed way back, and then I set up on the bed, make sure it's fully adjusted good, and then I wake up, come to realize that it might not have panned out correctly like it should, as the legend said. After looking down for a few seconds and shaking my head, a voice came saying that I've done well, and of course I've obtained the power of Microsoft. After doing this a few times, I then yell out in my room,
Who's there?
and then, after a few more looks, I even tried testing out the gasping part. I try to choose the best one in this part, but the first one was the one I can think of. Okay, Reploy, you made your point. So in this part, I forgot I said something in here.
Power. Microsoft.
I didn't look at the clips fully. Well, I didn't hear the sound fully. And after that, I then look at my hand. And I used that full clip right there. And then I took the camera and, of course, filmed my perspective looking at my hand. And okay, so I took the camera back right here so that I could film my perspective looking at my hand.
So that's going to be a wrap up on the behind the scenes footage. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it to the fullest. If you want to see some more skits on my secondary YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe to my skit channel, The Silver Skits. The link's in the description once again. And if you want more behind the scenes footage on my skits for my second YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe here for more content. And don't forget to follow my social media. Also join me on Twitch, and don't forget to share with care and join my community if you like. Don't forget to leave a comment and favorite. More videos come soon. This is Silver Reploid CLE. Love your Reploids to the fullest. I'll see you guys on the next video.
Hi there Reploids, this is Silver Reploid CLE. Wanted to take the time to say thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, and if you want more content, please subscribe. Don't forget to follow my social media for more updates, and in case you missed it, please check out my previous video or any video displayed, and please give tons of love and support. I look forward to seeing you at the Utopia, my dear Reploids.